Hello, my name is Rachel. I'm a bookkeeper based out of Indianapolis, and I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on how to keep your small business successful and keep it going. I have not always been a bookkeeper. I've had a retail store for the past 10 years, and there are two aspects that I feel like are super important that sometimes get overlooked, and being aware of those things can be really helpful, whether you're just starting out or maybe you're years into your business, maybe feeling a tinge of burnout. So I would say first off, obviously I'm a bookkeeper. The financials are super important. The number one reason businesses fail is cash flow issues. You might be saying, yes, no duh, cash flow issues. But I would say, as far as bookkeeping goes, I think you don't realize how important it is to stay on top of that until you really, really need it to be working for you. So, almost like when you're in a pickle financially, and you're thinking, I got to do the marketing, got to get money in. And that's so true. Obviously, money needs to be coming in for the business. If you don't have money, what are you even going to put in your books? I totally get that. But I would say, as far as bookkeeping, if you don't have your bookkeeping in order to be able to produce your profit and loss statements every month, your balance sheet, your cash flow statements, it is going to be very hard to move forward in growth or keep your business going if you're at that point, to be able to get a bank loan or get investors. You won't even have that option if your books aren't in place. So I would strongly suggest, if you do not like bookkeeping and it is the bottom of your to-do list all the time and it drains your energy, just at least call someone, at least reach out and find out what kind of amount of money you're looking at to be able to have someone else take that off your plate. It might not be as bad as what you're thinking. And 9 times out of 10, I would say, if you have your books in order and you have someone that's communicating with you on a regular basis and has the heart of a teacher to help you be able to understand the reports and maybe areas that you can maybe spend less or invest more, it is going to pay for itself. So that would be the first thing. The second thing isn't always as obvious. I would say it's more of a heart issue. I think a lot of small business owners, including myself, we kind of wear all the hats at first. We're trying to conserve as much money as we can. We're doing all the things. And eventually, you're doing a lot of things that drain your energy. So being super aware of what your strengths are, what the things are that you should be focusing on. And that way you can make decisions to hire out different aspects of the business, in order to make sure that you're not draining your energy every day. And when that happens, if you don't catch that and you don't fix that, you're going to want out of the business. And once you're at that point, it's really, really hard to fix anything. A little tip, I don't know, maybe it's silly, but something that I started doing, I actually coached volleyball for a few years, high school volleyball, and I started a journal called Well, That Was Unexpected. And some of that was because high school girls, sometimes smaller things feel like the end of the world, and for adults too, and for business too. But I thought, that journal, Well, That Was Unexpected, goes to show, if you are feeling super, super down one day, literally something beautiful could happen the next day. And keeping track of all those things, I think, is important to go back and be like, I'm going to get through this. And you never know what to expect. And beautiful things happen all the time. And obviously bad things too. But what I've learned by that journal that I've had for years now is I can look back and the good always outweighs the bad. So that's important. I feel like it's even fun to do that with business. So with my shop, we actually started doing that. We actually have a notebook by the counter and we write stuff in there that happens. For example, this elderly gentleman came in and he asked if he could sing, and we had a shop full of people and we're like, go ahead. So he just starts belting out this bass hymn that could be heard through the whole store, and that went in the Well, That Was Unexpected journal. And then one of the gals at the store said, why don't we start bringing this to our Christmas dinner and reading it? And so that's been really fun. So we've been doing that. But maybe that's a good idea with business, so that if you're feeling a low, you can look back at that journal and just realize how far you've come and how many awesome things that were unexpected have happened. And even the things that were negative, maybe you can look back at those and be like, what system can I put in place to handle those things so it's not such a big deal to handle those things. So I don't know if that's helpful at all. This video ended up being quite long, so I'm going to wrap up here. I hope you all have a fantastic day and hang in there. Email me if you need any bookkeeping. All right, bye guys.